What's going on, guys? It's your boy Devante with the Camera Kicks channel, and you know what time it is. Intro. So guys, like I said, I went ahead and picked up the newest iPhone 13 Pro. The one that is, of course, going to come with the Apple ProRes. Well, this is actually the 13 Pro Max. I like big phones. I have big hands. This is the 13 Pro Max. This is my hand. So for me, this big phone is it's like nothing for me. But in the beta software, I usually, pretty much always sign up for the beta and get the software early so I can test it out. I am on the beta, but I'm thinking about going back to the original because my maps has been weird, but I digress. This phone is the big talk of the town in the last couple of weeks. We all know why that is. The camera sensors have gotten bigger. The wide angle has a wider aperture so it can take in more light. It does look significantly better. I came from the 11 Pro Max to the 13 Pro Max, and it looks way better than the 11 Pro Max. Also, the macro mode, ask me how many times I've used it. Once to test it out. Probably never gonna use it again. But also, the telephoto lens now goes to an optical 3x telephoto, which is great. The 2 was good, but I think the 3 is gonna be a little better. I think being able to go to 5x, it's gonna be like really that sweet spot for me. Especially like if I'm at a park and I'm trying to like shoot photos of like we have like ducks and swans and stuff, and you can get pretty close, but I'd like to be kind of further away, especially for like the herons and stuff like that. Nonetheless, it's a great lens. The regular lens is also good. I don't see much of an improvement with that. I mean, mileage may vary with each person, but I think it's good nonetheless. The biggest feature that I think people are gonna really be able to notice, it's not gonna be the Apple ProRes. The ProRes is gonna take up so much space. I think for 1 minute of 4K ProRes is, actually says it right here. 1 minute of 10-bit HDR ProRes is approximately 1.7 gigs for HD. For 4K, it's 6 gigs per minute. 6 gigs per minute. Probably not going to be using that often, but it's great that you have so much information that you can kind of do whatever you want with it.
Now, I'm on my cool down walk. But while I was doing this, I was like, let's check out this ProRes, because if ProRes has more information, then that means I should be able to pull from the shadows a little bit better. The exposure compensation doesn't seem to be working, but hopefully once I get this in the booth and get to editing, this will look a little bit better. We'll see. So here is the iPhone 13 Pro Max, low light with the wide angle. Here's the iPhone 13 Pro Max with the ultra wide angle. Probably can't see the water or basically anything at all right now. And here is the iPhone 13 Pro Max with the 3x zoom. The low light is definitely a lot better. Even with exposure compensation, it's not doing too much, but at least you can see. So me being the curious guy that I am, I used the Prores on the ultra wide to see what would happen. Here is the wide angle on the iPhone 13 Pro Max with Prores. You can see a little bit more of the water. And here is the 3x zoom on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. This is with ProRes, so like I said, so we'll see what the comparison is once I get in and kind of bring up the shadows a bit.
So obviously the biggest thing that people are gonna really be into is gonna be the new cinematic mode. I like it. It's definitely not gonna replace DSLRs or mirrorless. It's good, but it's not that good. It's a lot of processing, and I believe from how people have tested, it's not actually using the other lenses to also factor in some of the depth of field, which would have really been great if you could capture depth of field data from the other two lenses as well as the AI. That would have really helped. That would have been great. That probably would have been a game changer for this phone. But it seems like all it's using is just the AI, which it does a good job, but it also depends. Like if you are standing in front of a darker background, I think it's darker background, it really doesn't do that much justice for you. So just to show you guys, I am going to turn on Apple ProRes just because I actually haven't used it yet. So I'm going to turn on ProRes and I'm going to use the cinematic mode, and I'm going to go into, you know, horizontal selfie mode because it works with the selfie camera as well, and show you guys kind of what it looks like. So here we are on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. I am showing you guys kind of what it looks like here. Now I have it set to a 3.5 aperture, so it actually looks very good right now. You can kind of see a little bit of halo around my head, and then as you can see with my finger, it kind of doesn't know how to cover my whole finger, so it kind of looks like I'm scrubbing away the depth of field right there. But as I kind of turn, you can kind of see it a little bit better on like brighter backgrounds. Sorry, that's my microphone. But darker backgrounds, actually, it's not so bad. So I guess it's just the lighter backgrounds where it really makes that difference. Now let's stop before 6 gigs is taken up. Now, the great thing about the cinematic video, one thing that you could, well, unless Canon or Sony or Nikon decides to put this in a camera, start using AI. I think Sony will probably be the first one to do it, but we'll see. Is you can actually change your depth of field when you edit the video. So right now I could go into my phone, open up the video that I just showed you guys, go to edit, and I can change the aperture as I edit the video. You know, it's just nice to be able to change it, so now you can always get the look that you want. And I think the sweet spot is anywhere between 3.2 and 4.5, maybe that 5.0 aperture range. That might be a little too much, but anywhere between that range, I think it looks the most natural. And then as well, you could always go in and, you know, if you're that kind of person, you could edit and kind of tweak the blur a little bit, make it look a little better, and then no one will really be able to tell. So I think this phone, out of every iPhone that's come out in the last 3 or 4 years, has the best potential to really take the place of cameras. Why do I say that? You have the cinematic video mode where you can change your aperture so you can make it look however you want. You have bigger or wider apertures on the lenses. The lenses itself are much better. The clarity's great. The color's good. You have HDR. Now you have ProRes. You have Pro RAW? Yes, you have Apple Pro RAW for photos. The sound quality is not bad, but even then, you could take something like this, like the Wireless Go, and record straight to the device. So really, you kind of like with this package, I'm not saying you can't beat it, but I would much rather go around doing this, holding up my phone. I got the new color, by the way. That's nice, huh? Doing like this, holding my phone, than holding this gigantic R6, or even, you know, throwing around my M50, which I think the phone takes better video and photos than the M50 anyway. So I'm gonna say that this is a can't beat package for people getting into YouTube. Like this right here, even if you don't have dedicated audio, as long as you keep things like this fan turned off that I've had on the whole time, as long as you don't have those sound distractions in the background, this is a can't beat package. You can make phone calls, you can send text messages, you have the internet, you have photos, you have video, you have audio recording. This is a full package, this right here. Honestly, if I hear in the next year or so people are selling their cameras to use better phones like this, or even the what is it, Sony, I don't think it's the Xperia, whatever the Sony phone is, that phone is made for filming. It has log, you know, it has all of the Sony settings and it, like everything. The phone is just great. It's expensive, but it's expensive because the phone is made for specific things. HDMI output. Phones are becoming the next wave of what we do on YouTube with our cameras. Are they completely better? No, I'm not gonna say that at all. But for the era that's coming up now, you really gotta ask yourself the question, do they really care about this? If I took my phone and I was recording with my lights in the background, with this light here, or even just like some really good sunlight coming through a window, would you really care? How do you know this isn't? Just think about it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I've been really loving this phone. This phone goes like 2 days, like full two, like I end days at like 60-ish, mid 50s% sometime, and I just go throughout the rest of the day without charging. So this thing is great. And if you have it, let me know your experiences down below. Of course, I'm always responding to comments, liking, giving hearts and stuff like that. So oh, thank you, every single one of you. 162 subscribers. Just like 3 weeks ago I was at 100. So like 60 people have subscribed in 3 weeks. So that's really great. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. This week has been kind of hard for me, so it's really nice to kind of get to slow down and have a conversation with you guys. So anyway, I hope to see you down there in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Good vibes. Peace.